What's up, nerds? Welcome to Cool Nerd Show. I'm Steve Trezza, and tonight I'll be reviewing Arrow Season 5, Episode 2, titled The Recruits. So what I do in these reviews is I talk a little bit about what I liked, what I didn't like, and maybe give a little bit of predictions of what I think might come or what I would like to see to come in the next couple episodes. So let's get right into it. I did think that this episode was a little bit better than the premiere. Arrow is definitely looking a lot better than it has been over the past couple seasons. I definitely think it fell off after season 2, but it always seems to start strong and then kind of fizzle off in the end, and bad writing has kind of plagued it in the past. But enough about that. Now Oliver Queen is trying to put together a new team now that Diggle and Thea had left and that Laurel had died. So he's testing out new recruits, Evelyn Sharp, Wild Dog, and Curtis, to try and build his new team around them. I didn't really like the idea of building a new team. I just kind of like the idea of just the one hero, maybe with occasional sidekick here and there. Again, going back to season 1 and 2, I think that's kind of what made them so great. Season 2, you started to add a little bit more heroes, and I think that was a little bit better than season 1. But it kind of got overcrowded there, and that's what I think kind of hurt Arrow in the long run, where like everyone's a hero and they just kind of bring in new people here and there. So I don't really like the idea that much, and I actually did like the episode a lot more than I thought I was going to. Lance is drinking again, so we see him and Thea's trying to kind of bring him back to where he needs to be. She's not giving up on him. I do like this storyline because I like that it's showing that how Lance is dealing with the death of Laurel, and he had a substance abuse problem in the past. So this is definitely something that you could see happening, and that is definitely happening. I don't know where the storyline's going to go from here. If he's going to continue to be a drunk and work as deputy mayor, or if he's going to clean up his act, but I guess we'll find out. Now, we also got this Diggle storyline, which they kind of tried to fit in with the rest of the main storyline, and I just didn't really care for it at all. I thought it was kind of unneeded, and they're just kind of trying to put Diggle in there. I'm sure more of this will come throughout the season. Like, we'll see more of this story unfold, and some of the events on there will affect the events that are happening in Star City. But I just didn't like it. I thought it was kind of dumb, and it was just something that they didn't need to do, and they just kind of threw Diggle in there just kind of to waste time. If you watched our Arrow season theories that are over on our channel, then you would notice that we predicted that Thea is going to be mayor, and I definitely still think that's going to happen. She's definitely stepping up in the role of mayor and kind of running it right now more than Oliver's doing, and we can kind of see this. So I think that a couple more episodes we'll see Oliver step down, and we'll actually see Thea become the mayor of the city. Now, you gotta love the ruthless Oliver Queen that we're getting. It's definitely going back to the early seasons where he was just this kind of feared vigilante where he doesn't care. In season 1, he killed people. Season 2, he kind of stopped, but he was still kind of ruthless. And now he's kind of walking that line, and they're real subtle about it. There was a part where he stabs a guy with the arrow and just like impales him, which you would assume he would be dead, but I'm sure there is a way he could survive. They could maybe throw a line of dialogue that he didn't die. But I do love Oliver when he's way more ruthless rather than the kind of emotional Oliver that we got in the past couple seasons. And then in the end, we have Ragman, who shows up, and he is a good guy, and he's kind of on the team. I don't know if he'll be a series regular, but he will show up here and there, and he's definitely cool. So he's a cool character. He fits with Oliver, I think. He's going to be definitely a good character to see in a couple episodes. So that was awesome. I can't wait to see more of him. I think his power's kind of cool. They kind of created his storyline from last season, from when the nuke blew up the town, and that's kind of where he came from. So that's awesome. Although I do think he is a little similar to Prometheus, who Prometheus is the villain that we see at the end there. They look almost exactly alike, except Prometheus uses arrows and weapons, and Ragman has that kind of special ability where you see kind of like his suit come alive and the tentacles and everything. So they look alike, but they're not the same person. I can see how someone might think that they are, but they're not. They are two different people. So that is my review of Arrow. I definitely think it's still strong. I don't think it's great, but I definitely don't think it's bad. So let me know what you thought of Arrow down in the comments below. If you want a more in-depth look of Arrow, a more in-depth discussion, we do talk about all of the nerd shows every Friday night around 7 o'clock live on YouTube for our cool Nerdcast. So be sure you tune into that around 7 o'clock on Eastern Standard Time, New York time. You can hang out in the chat. You can talk to us in the chat. We do talk back. We do talk on the air to viewers. So come check us out every week. Please like, favorite, and subscribe if you haven't. And we will see you guys in all of our other segments.